Good morning. Let us discuss current affairs. From last 1 week, judiciary is in the news. In the beginning of the week, the removal of Chief Justice of India, the issue was in news. Now, the elevation of Uttarakhand Chief Justice, Justice K.M. Joseph, to the Supreme Court as a judge is in news. And continuously, you all know there is a rape ordinance. After Asifa's rape, lot of populism went against rape issues, particularly child rape issues. As Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan already declared that raping a child below 12 years attracts capital punishment. In Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh, there is a law that if there is a rape of the child below 12 years, the culprit, the convict will get capital punishment. Now, central government brought an ordinance making the rape of the child below 12 years. Now, we can have capital punishment for that, life imprisonment or rigorous imprisonment up to 20 years. And the minimum punishment for rape now have become 10 years. And more than 12 up to 16 years, there is a chance of getting rigorous imprisonment of 20 years. So, the rape of the child below 12 years might attract death penalty from now onwards. This is a good move from the government, but there is a criticism from many quarters saying that populism playing a major role, and the argument is the investigation should complete within 2 months. Any appeal should be disposed within 6 months. So there is some hue and cry now. People are saying that if there is a speedy disposal of case, there might be a chance that innocents might get punishment sometimes. But still, this is a very good move of awarding more punishment for the rapes. And next important topic that was in news is Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance. Fugitive Economic Offenders Ordinance. Fugitive economic offenders means those who commit economic crimes, eat away money or public money, and go back to the other country and refuse to come back to the original country for trial or for punishment. They are called fugitive economic offenders. Now government have proposed an ordinance and passed an ordinance on fugitive economic offenders to confiscate their property if their offence carries more than 100 crores worth. More than 100 crores worth. As you all know, Vijay Mallya, Lalit Modi, Nirvan Modi, various issues, various scams relating to the economic offences, and after committing the offence, the offenders are fleeing from India. So, to arrest this and to confiscate their property, as they should not take the advantage of fleeing from the country and owning the property, and it's a good gesture that their property can be confiscated under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002. Under Prevention of Money Laundering Act 2002, director or deputy director can approach the special court for the confiscation of their property. And confiscation of properties of economic offenders actually brings some sort of relief to the government so that they can actually focus on the case and thereby they can give better punishments. Fearing the confiscation of property, the offenders might come back to India. Fearing the confiscation of property, the offenders might come back to India. The provisions of the ordinance will apply for economic offenders who refuse to return, persons against whom any arrest warrant has been issued for a scheduled offence, as well as willful bank loan defaulter with an outstanding loan of 100 crores. Willful bank defaulter with an outstanding loan of 100 crores. Such economic offenders will be tried under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. In last week, there are two important things that were in news. One is Tejas, light combat aircraft. You all know this is already in news. Again, it have come to the news. Tejas is a light combat aircraft. Next, Nag, anti-tank missile is also in news. Tejas, light combat aircraft. Nag, anti-tank missile also is in news. Last week, we got India's rank in World Press Freedom Index. India's rank is 138th. India's rank is 138th in the World Press Freedom Index. World Press Freedom Index is given by Reporters Without Borders. In 2018 report, India's rank is 138. World Press Freedom Index is given by Reporters Without Borders. As you all know, we are seeing a lot of curtailment of freedom of speech and expression in India and gagging of the press in India. The World Press Freedom Index is very important for the exam. And in the last week, Indu Malhotra, a senior lawyer, a woman lawyer, who got elevated to the Supreme Court judge status. Indu Malhotra was the first woman lawyer to sworn as a Supreme Court judge. Indu Malhotra was the first woman lawyer to sworn as a Supreme Court judge. Harimau Shakti, Harimau. Harimau Shakti is a joint training exercise between India and Malaysia. Harimau Shakti is a joint training exercise between India and Malaysia. There is a news from 27th April onwards. India and China informal summit held at Wuhan, WUHAN. India and China informal summit was held at Wuhan, WUHAN. Our Prime Minister Modi have met with China's Premier Xi Jinping in Wuhan. The meeting is informal, but after a long gap, this meeting is very historic in the Indian perspective and Chinese perspective. In today's Hindu newspaper, there is an article written by Nirupama Rao on this meeting. Before going to the article, let us discuss what happened in the meeting. Prime Minister Modi laid emphasis on importance of people-to-people contact between India and China. Prime Minister Modi laid emphasis on importance of people-to-people contact between India and China. He used the word strength, S-T-R-E-N-G-T-H. Modi used the word strength. S for spirituality, T for tradition, trade, technology, R for relationship, E for entertainment, art, movies, N for nature conservation, G for games, T for tourism, H for health and healing. H for health and healing. Modi used the word strength. In today's newspaper article, this informal summit is very important between India and China. There are various issues, as you all know. Last year, 73 days standoff has happened between India and China on Doklam issue. Doklam is a tri-junction area between India, Bhutan and China, and China wanted to construct its road in Doklam, which affects India's Siliguri chicken neck corridor in the Darjeeling area. For that reason, India objected this Doklam. 73 days there was a standoff. This was a good move. As you all know, China has a 3,500 kilometers border. Apart from that, India and China had various issues like China's friendship with Pakistan. Now India and China wanted to work on Afghanistan together. Definitely Pakistan will have some objection over this. And China-Pakistan economic corridor. China is constructing an economic corridor which is a small part of big one belt one road policy. This is also an important issue. And India and China, as Jawaharlal Nehru quoted decades back, India-China relations runs over the spine of Asia. The challenges in the India-China relation runs over the spine of Asia. If India-China relations are cordial and good, it is going to create a good miracle in Asia for development of Asia. So India-China have to subside the differences for the promotion of Asia concept. And India, China and Japan can have a better ties in future so that they can counter any hegemony in world politics. They can counter any type of hegemony in world politics. So China is very important for India And this visit of Prime Minister Modi is historic in two respects. One is the upcoming elections in 2019 in India. Modi has to show some solution to China's aggrandizement. Second thing, Modi's image internationally goes up when India had a very good relationship with China. Apart from that, we have next important thing. Armed Forces Special Powers Act is in news. Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958 was passed in 1958. The Home Ministry told it will continue in Nagaland. AFSPA will continue in Nagaland. Nagaland is the only state in the Northeast India apart from 8 police stations in Arunachal Pradesh. Nagaland is the only state in the Northeast India apart from 8 police stations in Arunachal Pradesh where AFSPA continues to be imposed by the Union Home Ministry. AFSPA continues to be imposed by the Union Home Ministry. So Home Ministry is imposing Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Nagaland and in the 8 police stations area in Arunachal Pradesh. Nagaland, Manipur and Assam are the only 3 states in the Northeast India that continues to be under AFSPA. Nagaland, Manipur and Assam are the only 3 states that continues to have AFSPA. In Assam, the Home Ministry asked the Assam government to decide whether it can continue AFSPA or not. Now Assam government will take a call on the continuation of AFSPA. AFSPA, Armed Forces Special Powers Act. AFSPA revoked from state of Meghalaya from the 1st April 2018. AFSPA revoked from state of Meghalaya from 1st April 2018. AFSPA gives powers to the army and central forces deployed in the disturbed areas. Armed Forces Special Powers Act gives powers to the army and central forces deployed in the disturbed areas to kill anyone acting in contravention to the law, arrest and search any premises. To kill anyone who are contravening the law, arrest anyone who are contravening the law and search any premises without a warrant and provide a cover to the forces. But in 2016, Supreme Court told if army committed excesses in the name of AFSPA, if army commit excesses in the name of AFSPA, there cannot be a blanket immunity. There is a lot of hue and cry against AFSPA. Army is committing rapes and other things in the name of AFSPA. This is a hue and cry. But AFSPA is made to maintain the sovereignty of India, to protect the stability in the region where there is unrest. With the bigger object of AFSPA, the government has to handle AFSPA in a finest way. Apart from Northeast, we have Armed Forces Special Powers Act in Jammu Kashmir also. We have that in Jammu and Kashmir also. Now, you all know Irom Sharmila went on fast till last year for 16 years to remove AFSPA from Manipur. Irom Sharmila. You have to remember the name Irom Sharmila also. Apart from that, if you see today's news, there are many big things. First thing is GST. The tax collection under GST have improved and indirect tax collection is actually boosting the economy. Apart from that, you have one more article on Korean War, the role played by India in Korean War. Generally, the article was written by Jairam Ramesh, the former environmental minister. There was an article on Korean War. The article was written by Jairam Ramesh, the former environmental minister. The article says India's role was overlooked in the Korean War. India worked a lot for the reduction of unrest in the Korea and in the armistice and truce. In the armistice and truce, particularly Neutral National Repatriation Commission headed by Lieutenant General Timmaiah. Neutral National Repatriation Commission headed by Lieutenant General Timmaiah worked a lot, and Jawaharlal Nehru and Krishna Menon also worked a lot in Korean War. Apart from that, there is an article about 1932 Ramsay MacDonald Communal Award. In history, Ramsay MacDonald Communal Award is very, very important. 1932, the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald In the year 1932, the British Prime Minister Ramsay MacDonald announced communal award, giving separate electorates to the depressed classes in India. And Mahatma Gandhi, who was in the Eravada jail, Pune, went on fast unto the death. When the Gandhi's life is at stake, B.R. Ambedkar have come down and signed Pune Pact. With this pact, separate electorates were ended to the depressed classes and reservations were given. The author speaks this in a different context, but from the history point of view, 1932 Ramsay MacDonald Communal Award and Pune Pact are very important. Pune Pact was signed between B.R. Ambedkar and Madan Mohan Malaviya. Apart from that, the very beautiful article written by R.K. Raghavan, the former CBI chief, on civil services examination and results. A very beautiful article was written by Mr. R.K. Raghavan on civil service examination and results. He wrote about the recent results in the civil service exam. Around 4 to 5 lakh people write the exam. Around 1,000 people get through the exam. And they have to pass various stages: prelims, mains and interview. This year, around 110 minority students cracked the exam. Around 220 women students cracked the exam. But the thing is, the author is saying that there is no need to increase the age of the exam. But in the Indian context, rural students get to know the exam very late. And we need very good civil servants, and for that purpose we all should work. These are the important current affairs today. Thank you very much.